My neighbor was a quiet man, mid-50s. We'd exchanged maybe 30 words in 2 years. He kept his door closed and his music low, and I respected both those things. His apartment was directly opposite mine, across a narrow courtyard. If I stood at my kitchen window, I could see into his living room. I tried not to. It was a Wednesday. About 11 at night, I was in the kitchen making tea and I glanced across the courtyard. He was sitting in a chair facing his window. I waved. He didn't react, which was fine. Maybe he was watching something. Maybe he didn't see me. 20 minutes later, I looked again. He hadn't moved. Same position, same angle, facing the window. I stood at my window and watched for 10 minutes. He didn't shift, didn't reach for a drink, didn't look at a phone, just sat there completely motionless, facing out. I called his number. I'd had it for building emergencies, never used it. I listened to it ring. I could hear it ringing through the window. Faint, but clear. The phone was in the room. He didn't move toward it. He didn't look at it. He just sat there while his phone rang. I knocked on his door. No answer. I knocked harder. Nothing. I pressed my ear against the door. Silence. I called for a welfare check. Told them what I'd seen. The operator asked me if the person appeared to be breathing. I said I couldn't tell from across the courtyard. 2 officers arrived in 15 minutes. I met them in the hallway. They knocked on the door. No answer. They called his phone. I could hear it ringing again through the wall. They broke the door down. I stood in the hallway and waited. I heard them move through the apartment. I heard them call out. I heard silence. One of the officers came back to the door. She said the apartment was empty. There was no one inside. The chair was there, facing the window, but no one in it. I told her I had seen someone sitting in that chair. She asked me how long ago. I said maybe 40 minutes. I'd been watching it since. She said there was no one there now, and no sign of how anyone could have left without passing us in the hallway. My neighbor came home the next morning. He'd been visiting family interstate. He'd left 2 days before. The apartment had been empty the whole time. I saw someone in that chair. I am certain of it. Not a shadow, not a trick of the light. A person sitting in a chair facing the window. The building had no external CCTV covering that side of the courtyard. The only evidence was my account and an empty chair. I have no explanation. I'm not someone who believes in things I can't explain. I've turned it over 100 times, and I always end up in the same place. I saw someone. The apartment was empty. There's no version of that which makes sense. I moved out 3 months later. Not just because of that night, but it was a reason. Sometimes I think about what I would have seen if I'd been in his apartment. Looking back across the courtyard at my lit kitchen window, I wonder if there would have been someone standing there looking back.